Yeah, I mean, we're excited to move on. Yesterday was a big day, big win. We played well, but it's behind us now, and we're looking forward to Florida State. And what do we got to do to survive and advance against them? It's going to be a different animal than Georgetown, uh, and a whole different set of personnel. And had a good practice this morning, put in the game plan in terms of what we want to do defensively and offensively. And now we've got to absorb that. And we're fortunate not to play till tomorrow night. So we'll get a shoot around again tomorrow to work on some things we didn't quite get to today. There's so much to put into a game plan that, having one day to prep is hard for everybody, but it's just as hard for Florida State. So, and we're used to it playing in the Pac-12. So this is nothing new to us.
All right, first question, Mark Kisler with the Denver Post.
Hey, Coach. Let me go a little philosophical on you, maybe. And I know you're X's and O's and getting prepared. What's this opportunity mean to this program? And as we talked to you before this tournament began, what pride do you take on how well your team and the rest of the teams in the Pac-12, how they've done and how well they've done so far?
Yeah, I take tremendous pride in it, Mark. I'll take the second part of your question first. I think, the way our league has really played the first round of games, UCLA's gotten 2 wins now because they were in that first 4 games. So they're playing as well as anybody in our league. And, that's a team that had lost 4 straight coming into this tournament. So I think everybody in our league, Oregon State, marching through the league tournament and winning their first round game against Tennessee, bodes well for the Pac-12, and there's a feeling amongst our league, certainly of our coaches and maybe even our players. I don't know, but I know that our coaches feel like our league is a little underrated. I shouldn't say a lot underrated and disrespected, so to speak. And so again, the only way for us to combat that is to come to a tournament like this and win games and hopefully continue to win games and put, we got 5 teams still alive and, put multiple teams in the Sweet 16 and now we can start talking about that respect being deserved. So secondly, philosophically, Mark, about what this game means to our program is we've been to this point, I think 3 times now. I think 1997 is my years are right, as long as 2012, and now this year of having an opportunity to advance to a Sweet 16, and we've fallen short both those times. And before that, you have to go back a long time to the opportunity that Colorado basketball has had. So you don't get this opportunity very often. We certainly hope to have it more often than we've had 2 times in the 11 years our staff has been here. But you don't get this opportunity. You got to take advantage of it. And to have a team like we have this year that I think is built for tournament play is exciting to me. So we have to go out and prove it and play well tomorrow. But a heck of an opportunity that, again, we don't know when the next time it'll come around. Hopefully more often, but hopefully we can knock the door down tomorrow.
Next question, Jake Shapiro.
Hey, Tad, congrats on the win yesterday. And how well do you know Leonard Hamilton? If you have a relationship, what's that relationship like?
Yeah, much like Patrick Ewing, I don't know Coach Hamilton. I've met him a time or 2 in passing, but we certainly don't know each other well. Don't really have a relationship with him, but I've followed his career from afar. And the one thing about Leonard Hamilton, his teams are going to be long and athletic. That they're going to be well-schooled defensively. And he's done an unbelievable job at Florida State. Again, another under the radar. It's hard to say an ACC team is under the radar, but to me, Florida State is one of the better teams year in and year out that really nobody talks about on a national level. Again, unless they get to a Sweet 16 or Elite 8, but well-schooled, hard to score on. And this year's team probably than more Florida State teams in the past can really, really score the ball and shoot the ball from the perimeter at a very good rate. So good offensively, good defensively, athletic. They pose a lot of challenges, but we've played against good teams all year.
Next question, Justin Guerrero.
Tad, throughout this year, it's been almost a rarity to see a couple back-to-back games from Jariah with shots not really falling for him. But at this point, has he done enough? Have you seen enough from him to where he's a guy that you don't really need to worry about him having an inability to kind of snap himself out of a funk?
Yeah, number one, I've got tremendous confidence in Jariah, as his teammates do. And Jariah has confidence in himself. So, his shot hasn't been going in here the last couple of games, but that's not going to happen for very long. And there's no doubt he's getting off the bus yesterday. And I just, tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, man, you're due. You're going to break out here. Hopefully tomorrow is the day it happens. But, the biggest thing I've tried to emphasize to Jariah is, and look, any player that is going through maybe what he's going through on a very minute level. It's only been 2 games, but I remember Carlin Brown when he was struggling midway through his senior year, like, hey, what are you doing to help this team win games when you're not scoring the ball? Because Jariah has the ability to do that. And for him, it's rebound the ball, which he's done a good job of. He's one of our best defensive rebounders. It's getting us extra possessions with offensive rebounds. It's spacing the floor, moving the ball, setting screens. So there's a lot of things you can do. I talk about McKinley all the time about how he can impact the game and help you win a game in so many different ways. And what I want Jariah to understand is he can do the same thing, and it's not all about his jump shot. And the jump shot's not going in. Hey, find other ways to help your squad. And he understands that. And he's been doing that, quite frankly. That's why his minutes haven't really gone down. It's just the shots haven't been going in. But for us to play as well as we played yesterday offensively without Jariah, I mentioned it to the team in the locker room after the game, we had our best offensive performance of the year without a couple weapons being used, and Jariah was one of those weapons.
Next question, Pat Rooney.
Hey, Tad, I remember going into the Pac-12 tournament, how you were talking about you had one coach scouting Stanford, one coach scouting Cal, not knowing who you're going to play. I was wondering, even though you didn't know you're going to have a second round matchup, do you have anyone looking at Florida State and Greensboro just in case you got to this point, or did you start from scratch last night?
No, no, we have same type deal, Pat. Mike Rohn had the scout against Georgetown, and obviously he had a week to prepare for that and did a great job. And then Rick Ray, who is coached in the Southeast for the last 8 years, Mississippi State and Southeast Missouri State. Knows a lot of the players on Florida State's team. He recruited some of them when he was at Mississippi State, I think, at least when they were younger. So he knows that team. So he had Florida State, and Coach Greer has a former assistant coach of his at San Diego who's on staff at UNC Greensboro. So he was scouting UNC Greensboro in case there was an upset there. So yeah, we approach it the same way. And then whoever's next, I don't even know I haven't even looked at the bracket guys, to be quite frank with you. But now Coach Rohn and Coach Greer will split that up, and one of them will take one of those teams, and they're working on that as we speak. So you have to stay a step ahead, because again, 1 day preparation is not much. If we would have asked Coach Ray to start last night to prepare for Florida State, he wouldn't have gotten any sleep, and he probably wouldn't have been too functional today when he was presenting it to the team. So I say all the time, these guys are very, very fortunate to have the coaching staff that they do. And I'm not talking about their head coach. I'm talking about their assistant coaches who have all been head coaches. Mike Rohn's been a head coach. Coach Greer has been a head coach, and Coach Ray's been a head coach. So they do a great job in scouting and preparation, and I rely on them a great deal as well.
Back to Jake Shapiro.
Add a quick one. Has anyone reached out to you in the last 24 hours that you were like, hey, it's nice to talk to, or that was a nice message? Jake,
the one nice thing, it's amazing how human nature works. and this has been this way for a long, long time. But when you win a game, your phone blows up with text messages. Again, I'm not a social media guy, so I'm not Twitter or Instagram. I don't know how all that stuff works, but I just know I do have a phone. I do get text messages. I do get occasional emails. But man, when you win a game like that, especially, I had like 150 text messages last night, and I was like, look, it's hard to respond to all of them. You try to get to as many people as you can at the appropriate time, but you lose a game like that, and I'll get one from my sister and a phone call from my mom. And my brother probably will text me too, but the rest of it goes silent. And so that's just the nature of winning and losing. That's why I always try to text guys that I really have close relationships after losses, because I know that's when the phone goes silent. So nobody out of the ordinary that I wouldn't expect to hear from. I got a lot of great friends out there, and you always appreciate people that are reaching out.
Back to Pat Rooney.
Hey, Tad, I know parents have been at the last few home games for you guys, but I thought it was a pretty cool atmosphere in Hinkle yesterday. You had a few more fans in the building. Obviously, for this stage, what did it mean for your team to have a little backing up in the seats?
Meant a lot. You could hear them, you could feel them. I know our guys really appreciated it. I thought it was really cool that they stayed on the floor and sang the fight song to the fans and with the fans. I was not out there. I chose not to be out there. I wanted to get a little bit of solo time and collect my thoughts, because quite frankly, I expected to win that game. And I wanted, obviously we all want to win. But if we're fortunate to move on, I know our players really, really appreciate all the support they get. And we talk all the time about the fact that, there are a lot of people that follow this team all over the world. I mean, again, Josh Scott is playing professional basketball in Japan, and he's texting me, congrats. A lot of former players, Chris Copeland, Jay Humphreys, they're playing for more than just the fans and the alumni. They're playing for former players. They're playing for everybody. There's people on the East Coast, West Coast. I thought it was really cool that Chris Fowler did a shout out, to our team. So yeah, I mean, they're playing for a lot. They're playing for themselves and their families for sure, but they're playing for all of Buff Nation as well. And there was just a portion of Buff Nation in the building yesterday, but we support all of them that were there, or appreciate all of them that were there. Excuse me.
Any other questions for Coach Boyle? All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck tomorrow, and go get them.
Okay, thanks, guys. Who's up next here? Is this McKinley, or are they going down with me? They're going with me? Did I just shut this off then?
I think leave it on, Coach. I think Deshawn's coming in.
Oh, Deshawn's coming? Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Deshawn?
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing?
Doing well. How about y'all?
We're good. We're good. Hey, I'll give you a quick one, and then if everyone else who has a question wants to get in the chat or raise your hand, we'll go from there. But Deshawn, just quickly, next day, how's it feel after that win yesterday?
Feels good. It was an early game, so we kind of got a lot of time to rest and get ready for the next one. Had a solid practice today, and we're just ready to keep going.
Great. First question, Pat Rooney.
Hey, Deshawn, what so far? I know it's kind of a quick cramming session for Florida State, but what have you seen on them from the scouting report? What do you guys have to be looking out for tomorrow?
Yeah, they're a team that's pretty similar to us in a lot of aspects. They're really deep. I mean, we're pretty much evenly matched with size in our starting lineups. You know, they're a long, aggressive team. They like to get out in the lane, so we got to make sure we take care of the ball. I think that's the biggest thing.
Next question, Justin Guerrero.
Deshawn, we've been hearing over the last couple of days about how you guys really as a team wanted to kind of just get looser, to go out, just keep it simple, have fun, that kind of thing. And I mean, that's almost kind of cliche just in sports, like, oh, just relax, go have fun, just play the game. But clearly it really seems to have worked for you guys. I'm just wondering, has it been so dramatic as to you can really kind of just sense a change in attitude and an atmosphere with this team in the locker room? And what did it take to kind of just unwind a little bit from the time of the Pac-12 championship to now?
Yeah, I guess we all talked about it as a group. We met as a team and kind of talked about what happened and why things were the way they were. And so, you know, we just made sure that we weren't going to approach any games the same way that we did the Oregon State game. Just going in each game loose, free, having fun in the locker room, being more of a collective rather than getting ready individually. And, you know, it's really helped us.
Next question, Jake Shapiro.
Hey, Deshawn, you've been trying to get to a tournament for a long, long time in your career here in Colorado. And then you get to a game, you hit several shots in a row, you catch fire, you're finally in front of fans, everything's going well for you guys. What's that moment for you like as a person, as a player out on the court?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's something we've been working for over the whole 4 years. But for me, I just wanted to, you know, take it all in, not rush it, not think about what's next, just completely stay in that moment, because that's something we won't get back. Because the first NCAA tournament game, it was just a lot of fun. We're gonna remember it for the rest of our lives. So I just wanted to make sure it was a priority to stay present and enjoy it.
Next question, Henry Chisholm.
Hi, Deshawn. Tad mentioned that because you guys have a later start time tomorrow, you have time for a shoot around in the morning. How valuable is that before the game?
It's good. I think it's always good to get off your feet before playing a late game like that. Keep us sharp, keep our minds sharp, kind of go over some of their actions that we're going to see. It's just all for locking in and making sure we're ready and focused for the game. Shooting around is, you know, is good for us, but, you know, I think the biggest thing is just getting off our feet, getting out of bed, you know, staying out of the hotel for a little bit.
Pat Rooney next.
Hey, Deshawn, you hit the 1,000 point mark yesterday in your career. You know, were you aware you were close? And what's that milestone mean for you?
Yeah, I thought I was a little bit further than I thought I was. I thought I was at like 984 or something like that. I thought I needed 16, but I guess I only needed 5. So it's cool to have that little mentality going in. Like, I need these tournament games. Like, we got to keep winning so I can keep getting those. But yeah, it's been big, man. A couple of people congratulated me that have helped me along the way. So that's meant a lot. You know, I had it in the back of my mind, but I want to make sure that I didn't force it or, you know, try to get mine up to try to get that. And if it came, and it did. So that's great.
Next question, Justin Guerrero.
Deshawn, in the past, you've spoken pretty highly of Neat Clifford, just as a fellow local guy from the Springs, and both he and Luke were able to get in the game late yesterday, get some baskets as well. Just from your perspective, as an upperclassman, as a Colorado kid, how was it for you just being able to watch that, and how exciting do you think for those guys it was?
Yeah, that was an awesome moment. When they came in, they didn't look afraid at all. They had no conscience out there. Neat comes in right away and shoots a step back. I love seeing that, you know. He hits the 3, you know, it's just all confidence. Luke came in there and made some strong plays, some strong drives. They're both going to be really good for this program, and I'm happy that they got that moment this early in their careers.